You guys already know that rivalries play a big part in making F1 an entertaining form of sport. The drama and fierce competition it brings to the table is unmatched. I mean, it's just so damn fun to watch cars go wheel to wheel race after race. Every single one of Formula 1's greatest seasons have had rivalries involved. Alonso and Vettel, Prost and Senna, Schumacher and Hakkinen, and of course you cannot forget Leclerc and Ferrari. But what happens when your rival is not a different color than you? Wait, no, that's not what What I meant to say is, what if your rival is the guy on the other side of the garage? Teammate rivalries are not new to F1. In fact, they've made for some of the greatest rivalries in the past. Take Rosberg and Hamilton for example. Before, Lewis and Nico were the best of friends. They practically grew up together, so it was pretty cool to hear in 2012 that Hamilton would be joining forces with Rosberg as his teammate the next season. But after a while of them getting along, both drivers realized that they had to grow a pair and actually fight each other on track, since only one of them could win the championship if the chance came. And of course it did. Their relationship soured over time since they ended up coming wheel to wheel on many occasions, and Hamilton kept coming out on top. It's safe to say that both drivers lost their chemistry and the management at Mercedes went ass up. In 2016, I didn't, but a lot of you lucky pricks got to witness one of the greatest teammate rivalries of all time. Lewis and Nico fought the whole year. The drama was crazy, the battles were intense, and they even collided on a couple of occasions. Which of course in a Formula 1 team, that just shouldn't be happening. Ultimately, Nico Rosberg came out on top and he won the championship. Now, whether or not you think he deserved it, you can fight about it all you want in the comments below. But either way, 2016 was an incredible season because of that epic teammate rivalry. Now, I'm not saying at all that we're going to see anything like that next season. After 2022, we should all keep our expectations extremely low. Because if we see anything other than Max Verstappen flying away in his chariot of gold, I'll consider that a win. But I'm not a pessimist either. I think 2023 will only be mostly bad. But on the upside, there is a teeny weeny little microscopic chance that we might possibly see some rivalries within teams. So I decided to make a whole video about that, because in the world of Formula 1, we take what we can get. So without any more time wasting, let me tell you the teams I think will have some family issues next season. Number 1, and this one is pretty damn obvious, it's Alpine with Pierre Gasly and Esteban Ocon. Now these two have history together, and that's what makes it interesting. They're kind of like a cheap knockoff of Hamilton and Rosberg, only French and a lot more boring. Essentially, Gasly and Ocon grew up together, they were friends, they got along well, all that jazz, but unlike Rosberg and Hamilton, their relationship turned sour much earlier. In their karting career to be exact. So their balls hadn't even dropped and they were already feuding out on track. So now with Gasly's move away from Towery to Alpine, both drivers are forced to put on a fake smile in their photos together and get on with it. But none of that really matters obviously, since their differences will ultimately be hashed out on track and not in a French rap battle the majority of us won't understand. So essentially 2023 will be a year at Alpine where the number 1 driver and number 2 driver is decided on. Gasly has a disadvantage since it's only his first season there, and on the other side of the garage, I'd be surprised if Ocon's ego hasn't been a little inflated after beating the one and only Fernando Alonso in the championship standings. So the way I see it, Gasly next season is Lightning McQueen and Ocon is Strip Weathers. If you didn't understand that reference, get off YouTube and spend the next 2 hours watching the movie Cars. No need to thank me. But in non-Cars terms, Gasly is sort of the underdog next season since he has absolutely no real experience in that Alpine, and it might take him a little bit of time to get used to it all, just like it took me a bit of time to get used to working down here in the coal mines. On the other hand, Ocon has been driving with Alpine for a good few seasons now. He knows the inner workings of that team and that car. He's got the advantage coming into 2023, however I do believe Gasly is the better driver. But what's interesting here is that we've never had Ocon and Gasly fight each other in somewhat equal machinery. I guess 2022 was the closest thing to that, and even then the cars were about as close to each other in terms of performance as I am to sunlight down here in the mines. But in all seriousness, I do think this battle will be really entertaining to watch. Who do you reckon will come out on top? Let me know down in the comments below. Next up is the AlphaTauri duo Nick De Vries and Yuki Tsunoda. Now I'm not going to make any short jokes here since I myself am slightly vertically challenged. I'm 5'7" and so I stand firmly with my AlphaTauri brothers against against Short Slander. But with that out of the way, this battle looks like it may turn out to be quite a spicy one. Tsunoda is in his third season in Formula 1, but still has a lot to prove. 2022 has been an extremely mediocre year for him, and so he needs to come back strong in 2023 to keep his spot in Formula 1 for any longer. But Nick de Vries, after a beastly performance in Monza 2022, is now at Alpha Towery, and he might potentially be the force to stop Yuki in his tracks. We know Tsunoda isn't a very calm and collected kind of figure, and de Vries doesn't back down from a fight, as he's shown in Formula E. So I think that mixture might make for some really fun to watch action next season, whether it's on or off track. Again, like Gasly and Ocon, this battle will be a show who's boss kind of thing, and that's what makes it seem like it'll be so good. And last of all, it's the Mercedes crew, Lewis Hamilton and George Russell. Now right off the bat, I'll just say don't expect to see any intense moments between these two off track. Hamilton's a very composed individual, and Russell is also for the most part fairly calm on track. But looking past the British politeness these two have to offer, the on-track action should be a lot better. If you don't know, Russell managed to beat Hamilton, a 7-time world champion in equal machinery, in his first season at Mercedes. Yes, I've heard about the fact that Hamilton experimented more with his setups throughout the season to help Mercedes develop their car about 1,000,000 times. Seriously, Hamilton fans will stop at absolutely nothing to defend their boy, almost like Fernando Alonso in Hungary 2021. But even then, I still think that even though overall Hamilton may have been the slightly better driver in 2022, Russell was way too close to him in terms of pace for his first season with Mercedes to consider Hamilton even slightly clear of Russell in 2023. I think if George keeps up his impressive form at the German team, there is potential to cause some slight disruptions on the inside. But there is a potential problem here, and that is if Russell becomes a little girl and willingly decides to be the second driver of the team. That would suck ridiculously badly, but I'm not gonna lie, at a team like Mercedes, who have had experience with both sides of the garage battling hard against each other, they know that that can impact the team really negatively, and so they might hold Russell back on purpose for that reason. But let's just hold hands and pray that that won't be the case, so we can actually have a gram of fun this year. But I guess that was all, so if you liked the video and want to see more, click the like and subscribe buttons, and comment whatever you want down below. Thanks guys for watching, and on that note, I hope you all have a blessed night, and I'll catch you all next time.